The sensors are installed by opening up this neuron like a Pac-Man, and it grips right onto the line.
We expect that our neurons, or magic balls, will optimize grids in every corner of the world.
You are now looking at one of the strangest devices in the modern power grid. It's a small sphere about the size of a bowling ball. It weighs just a few kilograms. And yet, this tiny device might be the key to unlocking one of the biggest bottlenecks in global energy history. This is Neuron, also known as the magic ball, developed by the Norwegian company Heimdall Power. It hangs directly on high-voltage transmission lines, silently measuring everything about the wire beneath it: its sag, its temperature, the wind speed around it, the load passing through it, and even the weather conditions it is exposed to. Using drones, it can be installed in less than a minute on a live power line without shutting anything down. And here's the part that has energy engineers stunned. With the right conditions, this little device can effectively double the transmission capacity of existing power lines without building new towers, without new conductors, and at only a tiny fraction of the cost of conventional grid upgrades. In a world scrambling to connect solar farms, wind turbines, electric vehicles, and green hydrogen plants, the #1 barrier we face is not generating clean energy. It's delivering it. The grid itself is overloaded, constrained, and aging. Building new power lines takes 8 to 15 years in most Western countries. But installing one of these devices takes about 30 seconds. So the question becomes, how is this even possible? How can a ball the size of your head unlock terawatts of grid capacity that would otherwise remain trapped? And if the solution is so simple, why haven't we done this already? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most important, overlooked breakthroughs in modern energy, one that could quietly reshape power grids all over the world. This is the story of the magic ball. Before we start, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. If you imagine the electrical grid as a giant interstate highway system, power lines are the roads. But unlike cars, electricity doesn't slow down when things get busy. Instead, power lines heat up. The more current they carry, the hotter they get. And when they heat up, they sag. If a line sags too far, it can hit trees, structures, or other lines. And that can cause catastrophic blackouts. This is exactly what happened in the 2003 Northeast blackout, when sagging transmission lines touched overgrown trees, causing a cascading grid collapse that shut down power for 50 million people. From that point on, most grid operators adopted extremely conservative limits on how much power could flow through a line. They called these limits static line ratings, and they were designed around the worst-case scenario, the hottest day of the year with almost no wind. But here's the problem. Those conditions might only happen a few hours out of the year. And for the remaining 99.9% of the time, power lines are being underused dramatically. In some regions, lines that could safely carry 140% of their nominal rating are intentionally capped at 70 or 80%, simply because operators can't see real-time conditions. This is the problem Heimdall Power set out to solve. To understand how Neuron works, we need to understand what grid operators are missing. There are 3 things that determine how much power a line can safely carry: the temperature of the conductor, the amount of sag, which tells you how much the line has expanded, the cooling effect of wind, which can dramatically increase capacity. Heimdall figured out that the only way to know the real-time capacity of a power line is to measure all 3 simultaneously, directly on the line itself. So they built a device with multiple sensors, a rugged microcontroller, GPS, accelerometers, a full 3D orientation suite, and a telemetry system that transmits data to the cloud every few seconds. The device clamps onto a live conductor, powered inductively by the electromagnetic field around the wire. After installation, it sits there for years, measuring line dynamics with millimeter-level precision. The most important thing Neuron measures is conductor temperature, because power lines are rated based on the maximum temperature they can reach before sag becomes a problem. A single degree can change the line's capacity by several amps. But even more crucial is wind. A cool breeze can increase capacity by 30 to 150%. However, traditional grid models do not account for this at all. Neuron does. With real-time data, the grid operator can adjust ratings dynamically, hour by hour, or even minute by minute. This is called dynamic line rating, and it is the concept that turns a simple sensor into a system-wide breakthrough. At first, it sounds impossible, a sensor that doubles a power line's capacity. But it's not magic, it's physics. Power lines typically operate at ratings set decades ago based on conservative assumptions. But real weather conditions often make the lines much safer than those assumptions predict. Various studies in the EU and US show that dynamic ratings can, under ideal conditions, unlock 30 to 100% more capacity on existing lines. Some pilot projects have seen spikes of 150% during windy periods. This means a region struggling with bottlenecked renewable energy, like Germany with its northern wind farms or California with its midday solar, can dramatically increase transmission without waiting for new lines. Instead of building a $500 million transmission corridor that takes a decade, utilities can deploy a few dozen Neuron devices and unlock similar capacity in weeks. This is why energy economists say the cheapest way to expand the grid is not to build more of it, it's to use what we already have more intelligently. And here's the brilliant part. Because drones can mount the sensors directly onto live wires, there is zero downtime. A line that would normally require a 6-hour shutdown for any upgrade can now be optimized in minutes. Dynamic line rating is not a new idea. Researchers were writing about it as early as the 1980s. So what changed? First, sensors became rugged enough to survive on a wire vibrating in high winds for years. Earlier systems were too fragile. Second, drone deployment became reliable. Before, installing sensors required linemen to climb towers or use helicopters, expensive and dangerous. Third, climate pressures have completely changed the economics. Utilities that once moved slowly are now under massive pressure to connect new renewable projects. And finally, software became powerful enough to translate real-time sensor data into actionable grid control signals. In short, the world became ready. When the first Neuron pilot projects went live, something interesting happened. Many operators didn't believe the data. They couldn't accept that lines they assumed were near their limits still had enormous headroom. In Norway, operators discovered some lines were cool enough to carry double their normal rating for hours on end. In Germany, wind-rich regions saw consistent increases of 40 to 70% during windy days. In the US, one project prevented curtailment of renewable energy during a heat wave by unlocking an additional 25% of line capacity. Until operators saw the measurements themselves, they didn't fully grasp the conservative nature of their static ratings. Once the numbers came in, the skepticism vanished. Grid upgrades are incredibly expensive. A typical high-voltage corridor can cost hundreds of millions, and permitting can take years. But the Neuron sensors are inexpensive by comparison, and they scale incredibly fast. In one Scandinavian region, installing a handful of sensors prevented an estimated $18 million grid upgrade. In another EU project, dynamic ratings allowed a utility to integrate 50 additional megawatts of wind power without adding a single new line. Multiply that by hundreds of grids worldwide, and the numbers become staggering. Here's the truth no one talks about. The biggest obstacle to renewable energy is not turbines or solar panels. It's the grid. Solar and wind are cheaper than ever. But developers can't connect projects because transmission lines are full. Dynamic line rating effectively adds virtual transmission lines by increasing the usable capacity of existing infrastructure. In other words, it turns the grid into something it has never been before, a flexible, responsive, data-driven system. This is also critical for electrification. EVs, heat pumps, and green hydrogen all place demands on the grid we've never seen before. Without solutions like this, the transition slows down. With them, it accelerates. As promising as the technology is, it isn't magic. There are real concerns. Some engineers worry about overestimating ratings. Even with real-time data, sudden weather changes can catch operators off guard. Heimdall claims their system predicts and adjusts rapidly enough to avoid these risks. Another issue is cybersecurity. A device that alters grid ratings must be secure. Heimdall uses encrypted data channels and redundant systems to prevent tampering. There's also operational resistance. Some grid operators prefer conservative limits for safety. Dynamic ratings require trust in software and sensors. But the biggest challenge might simply be adoption. Utilities are historically slow. Changing grid operations is like steering a massive ship. It takes time. Even so, momentum is building. Dozens of countries now have pilot programs. Several are expanding to national deployments. When you step back, the picture becomes clear. One of the most difficult infrastructure challenges of our time, expanding the electrical grid, might have a surprisingly simple, elegant solution. Not new towers, not new steel, not new conductors, just better information. The magic ball does not increase the strength of the metal. It doesn't cool the line. It doesn't reinforce anything. It simply reveals the truth. Most of the time, transmission lines are far more capable than we thought. And with accurate, real-time knowledge, we can safely and confidently tap into that hidden capacity. This is how a small device can unlock billions of dollars of value and accelerate the green transition in ways policymakers and engineers have chased for decades. When you think about solving climate change, you probably imagine giant things: massive offshore wind turbines, gigafactories, desert solar farms the size of cities. Rarely do you think of something that fits in your hands. Yet, here it is. A small, round sensor with a simple purpose. Tell us what is really happening on the power lines above our heads. With that information, we can push the grid harder, connect more renewable energy, prevent blackouts, reduce curtailment, and avoid building millions of kilometers of new lines that would take decades to deploy. This device is not as flashy as a fusion reactor or a flying wind turbine. It won't trend on social media. It won't spark political debates. But quietly, in the background, it might be one of the most important technologies of the next decade. The one that turns the electrical grid from Europe to Asia to the US into a smarter, more flexible backbone for the energy transition. The magic ball represents a rare thing in engineering, a solution that is simple, inexpensive, and massively impactful. If it scales, and all signs suggest it will, the grid of the future may already exist. We just needed a way to unlock it.
We were honored to be named one of Time Magazine's best innovations of 2025. A truly humbling recognition and a validation of the work the team does here every single day.